Apparently Dark Angel is not an arch, but rather this monolith. I'll have a little snack from some water. These fig bars, which are really good and really meaty, of wheat. Hiking poles and my day pack, which has been in many parts of the world. This feature near the Dark Lady intrigued me because it reminds me of Roman or Greek columns that remain at some ruins. I suspect the Dark Lady gets her name from that desert varnish on this side, giving it a darker look than other stones. But one unnerving thing, look at all the cracks at the base here. At some point in time that's going to come down. Hiking in the national parks is pretty easy because the trails are usually pretty well used and quite well marked with what are called cairns, C-A-I-R-N-S. That's these little rock piles, if you will. And as you hike, you hike visually from one cairn to the next, like you can see the next one right there. And then if you look farther on, you'll see one right up there. And that's what you do. You look ahead of yourself for the cairns that are coming up. If you don't see a cairn, you stop and find it. That's why the lack of cairns on that narrow fin that we had to walk was a little bit unnerving, because it's not only a dangerous environment on that fin, but you can't be positive that's where they want you to go. Although you see the weathering of the stone from the people who've walked on it, so you kind of know. One of the things I do is I try to look back behind me and pick out a landmark. For example, when I left Double Arches, I saw this little rock perched up on top of the head of that pile of rocks. And that's kind of been an orientating point. Not really necessary in this national park because the trail's well marked. That's the trail coming back up from Double Arches. To the Salt Mountains. That's the fin that we hike the length of. Doesn't look so scary with people on it, but it seemed a whole lot scarier by myself. Those people are reflecting consternation as to how to get off there because the signage is not very good. This sweep will give you an idea of how precarious this fin is to walk on. Decades ago, a small seed got a grip in that little crevice, grew into a tree, died, it blew away. Here's some clever sign work. The only thing that tells you you gotta go right is you'd have to climb over the top of that bluff to get to Navajo Arch. Some clever handiwork for a cairn. This just looked interesting to me. I don't think it represents anything terribly novel, unless it's that there were certain layers compacted together at one point inside that crevice there, and that's kind of all worn out that way. Just a little side canyon that I hiked up and looked down into. A somewhat balanced rock. It looks kind of interesting. This is an intimate little trail right along the edge of one of these fins. There is a small fin outcropping, trying to become something, either a window or an arch or something. These are interesting erosion structures, almost like artwork. Another shot of this natural gallery of modern art. Another shot of this natural modern art gallery.